EA Sports and the United States Golf Association are proud to present a national championship. It's opening round coverage of the United States Open Championship.
Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo, here to call the action for EA Sports at the U.S. Open Championship. We are at Chambers Bay in University Place, Washington. And Frank, this does not look like any U.S. Open golf course that I have seen.
No, it's quickly getting the respect of many of the golf pundits and writers out there as just this wonderful blend of links and parkland-style golf. It presents so beautifully to the eye, but also it challenges every aspect of your game. And really, you couldn't want for anything more than that when you were going to play a major championship.
Designed by Robert Trent Jones II, taking views of the Puget Sound as well as the Olympic Mountains. There's so much to like about that golf swing. Balance, tempo, rhythm, has it all. Frank, it makes the game easy when you play it from the fairway.
Especially when you play it from a lie like that.
Now the approach here at hole number 1, and Frank, what are we looking at?
Well, semi-blind, but it's fine. You know, just a little peek and you can see what's in front of you. Really no bunkers down the left side. If you do miss down there, a little chip back up the hill, but it's a big enough green.
Good swing, good shot yet again. A sensational shot right there, Frank.
Oh, you start beating your chest after a shot like that. That's the best we've seen into this hole today.
So they'll tap in. A birdie will send him to 1 under on the leaderboard. Second hole now here at Chambers Bay in the U.S. Open. Frank, it's a relatively short par 4.
Yeah, it doesn't mean it's easy, though. This is more of a strategic hole. You want to lay the ball up around sort of 270, 280 yards, avoid that bunker on the left. It is going to leave a short iron in, but the hole bends to the left as well as the slope of the land is right to left. Got to take that into account. I've seen some long tee shots, but it's the advantage to tee that ball up, get it up there quickly, get the wind behind you. It's amazing how far you can hit it.
Frank, what's the best way to access the hole location on this second shot here at the second hole at Chambers Bay?
Well, Rich, it's really set up with a drive. If you can drive it down the right side, you get a better view. Plus, you can avoid that ridge that's in the middle of the green on the left side. If you're coming in from the left side, that bunker on the right, now you realize why they put that there. Because when you've got a skirt to the right of that ridge, that second shot becomes a little more difficult.
That is an excellent play right there. The approach,
Getting him another good look. Frank, this would be a nice way to jumpstart the round.
Yeah, his momentum can quickly go in the right direction if he makes this.
How about this? Birdies at 1 and 2. We could be in for something pretty special today. At the third tee now, Frank, and what are we staring at here?
This green is anything other than symmetrical, so be very, very cautious on where the flag is. Anything in the middle of the green you can putt to the corners. Well, if you can call them corners, more like ragtails, but beautiful par 3.
He'll be pretty happy with that one, about 20 feet away in a good spot. And getting ready for the putt. Frank, that's what you want to do. Good lag putt.
Yeah, they can't all go in.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. Well, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
No, sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
So a tester from 4 feet. -1 in the early going. Frank, so often a U.S. Open is defined by difficult par 4s. How does the 4th here at Chambers Bay stack up?
Well, Richard, adds to your list here, 495 yards. That says one thing, but the fact that it's anything other than straight, bunkers left and down the right side, plus the hole bends to the right. So this is a very strategic hole. If anything, something slightly left of center, but you're still going to have a lengthy second shot. Well, that's got to be 300 yards, isn't it?
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Outstanding strike right there, right off the center of the club face, and a good chance for birdie. Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Moves into second place with that birdie. Now the 5th hole here at the U.S. Open, and Frank, quite a dramatic tee shot.
Everything's really in front of you. You can see it from the elevated tee, bunkers left and right. That's not really the problem. One of the problems is that bunker just short, smack bang in the middle of this green. So the chances of flying that bunker and stopping on this green down breeze are probably next to none. So you're going to have to go in right or left of that bunker.
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Let him look, just 10 feet. Shouldn't be a problem here. Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
Doesn't dig into the lead with that par, but Frank, sometimes, and you know this as well as anyone, you just have to kind of maintain your footing out there. Out to the 6th hole now, where the action is underway. Let's check in on our featured golfer. Frank, I've been impressed with the play to this point early in the round.
Yeah, it's solid without being spectacular, and that's actually a huge compliment.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Looking to keep it going here, Frank.
Yeah, another example of things just working as they should.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
That's a beautiful shot, and that sets him up for a really easy putt. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Good job right there. Now making a move and setting himself up for, who knows, a good weekend run, maybe at another title. The former college standout has been excellent today. Frank, that is position A.
Yeah, the tee shot was like silk, Rich. I mean, just sets up that second shot so beautifully.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
We just saw a player in total control of what he's doing. Didn't miss a green in regulation all day long. This from 7 feet. Putting a good round together now at 4 under. Well, this hole, the 8th, says U.S. Open all the way. The tee set back to well over 600 yards, Frank, par 5.
Well, it's called high road and low road, so which way would you prefer? I'd rather take the high road and that sort of whip one down the fairway there, hopefully around the 300-yard mark, and you just might make this par 5 and 2. Then you can tell all your mates. If you take the low road, you're going to rack up a big number, and you don't want to tell anybody. That's a ginormous tee shot.
Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot. And it makes the green in regulation. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Locked in on the read and the speed. That was a nice birdie, and no doubt he's feeling pretty good about his position on this leaderboard.
A series of good holes in a row has got him to this point.
Frank, the 9th hole, called Olympus. I mean, that is very grand sounding, like something that...
You're talking Greek god here, aren't you? Come on, this golf course is for the mere mortals, Rich.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Oh, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Standing over his birdie putt. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Getting ready now to begin the back 9 here at Chambers Bay. Rich Lerner for EA Sports with my partner Frank Nobilo. Frank, tell us about the 10th.
Well, Rich, this hole looks like it's stolen straight out of the Highlands in Scotland. It's called High Dunes, and you can see why big dunes on the left and right frame this hole beautifully.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
All right, Frank, what's the best way to approach the 10th?
Well, this is probably the flattest green on the golf course, Rich, and really, if you miss this green, you've made a mistake. There's no two ways about it. It's probably the most predictable second shot you're going to have on the golf course.
Oh, looked like he caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is way too much.
Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him. It's no snack, though.
Oh my gosh, that hurts.
And putt for par.
Just a couple of feet. Well, you can see it there. Feels very good about what he's doing. That's a nice par putt. Stays at 6 under. Now on to the 11th, and Frank, we are looking at a long par 4 in front of us.
We are indeed, and it's called shadows, but there is love in the shadows here. Hit it over that dune down there in the middle of the fairway. If you can get it there around the 300-plus yard mark, then the hole obviously starts to get a little easier. That second shot, you'd like to hit a little bit of a cut in here, but there's 2 levels to this green, so make sure you're on the right level where that flag is.
He'll be happy with that. In the fairway, now a good chance to attack this hole. The 11th hole, Frank, what's the right way to get at it?
Just got to be cognizant of that ridge that cuts through the middle of this green that sort of turns this green into one simple green into all these little complex sort of sections. That's the biggest thing, but that's also, you realize very, very quickly, you're playing links golf today.
I like the looks of this one. Early part of this back 9 and a good approach shot. Now we'll have this for birdie. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Really no chance to go in there. These putts keep the round together. Continues to hold that sizable lead on the rest of the field. Measuring 311 yards, the 12th, Frank, seems to offer an opportunity for a player to do something pretty dramatic here.
Yeah, it's called the Narrows. Really, it should be called the Temptation, because what player stands on a tee knowing he can reach and doesn't take up the gauntlet?
Drivable par 4, not for most in this field, but for this guy, yes, he has just knocked it on. What a shot.
How can you leave an eagle putt?
Oh, you can't. I mean, that's embarrassing.
You can leave a par putt, birdie putt, an eagle putt.
Might want to just shut the game down and quit playing. Now to 7 under par.
Get high!
Coming down the stretch here at the U.S. Open at Chambers Bay. Just 6 holes to play, and Frank, this par 4 13th will really test the players.
It is. If someone makes 3 here down the stretch, it will be monumental. A 4 here, no one would leave this hole unhappy.
Wow, Frank, look at that one run out. Just blistered that tee shot.
That has to be 325 if it's an inch.
Frank, a bunker in front of the green here. So how does that impact what the player's going to do?
Well, it's not just the bunker, too. It's the ridges left and right that are going to repel a shot. So if you go too far left of that bunker in front of the green or too far right, that ball's going to kick all the way off the green. So really, that bunker's a good line, but you've got to carry it.
On the green, and looking at a birdie opportunity. Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
That's a head-scratcher. No other way to put it. That close to the green and misses it badly to the right. So just a formality. That's a bogey, but still in the lead.
It's where we start to see shots in hand really valuable.
Frank, a fifth consecutive par 4 here at the U.S. Open. This is the 14th hole, and I'm guessing by the time you set foot on this tee, you'll know exactly where your game is at.
Oh, this one here, great reward for someone that's driving the ball well. If you can drive it down the left middle, avoid that little one-pot bunker in the middle of the fairway, you can certainly shorten this hole up. And then you can start to use the contours of this hole too, that bend right to left. And 546 yards becomes much shorter than what you would think.
Right where they were aiming, in the fairway. Frank, what do you want to do with the approach here at the 14th?
Just use that, the mounding that's sort of supplied there in front of you, the right side of the screen, maybe kick it towards it. There is a, sort of runoff area to the left, but then all of a sudden you're in the sand. So keep the ball slightly right of center.
Good swing, good shot yet again. That will be a great look at birdie. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Wow, I thought that was in. Did the job right there. Getting set now to tee off at the 15th here at the U.S. Open par 3, and it stands out because it has the only tree on the golf course.
It looks magnificent, doesn't it? Get your eyes back on the green, Rich. Come on. When they use the short tee for the U.S. Open, just 167 yards. So this is really a hole that the players are just going to eat up if they get the right wind conditions. Just an 8 or a 9 iron from 160 yards for these boys. To a green, it should be very well received.
Oh my goodness, Frank. I think that baby went in.
Let's get it. Get high.
Now to the par 4, 423 yards, 16th hole. What's the right play, Frank?
Fairway first once again. You'll see the slope of the fairway from the left to the right side. It
Let's
means
get
move
it.
your
Let's
aim
go.
down that left side. It'll make this fairway appear that much bigger. And of course, then when you hit into this green, you're really going to have to flight that second shot properly. This is like a tabletop green. Oh, that's fine.
Frank, you've been there, down to the wire at several U.S. Opens. What's that pressure like?
It's so different from any other type of major championship because that's normally the toughest test. That's where the scores are the highest, i.e. relative to par. That's actually where par itself is a good score. I mean, you're bruised and battled by the end of the week. With the exception, really, remember when Rory McIlroy won at Congressional? That's the one time when the U.S. Open played soft, but Martin Keimer at Pinehurst on a firm, fast golf course. It's a different test. Tiger Woods at Pebble Beach. You just think of people struggling at the end of the week and really last man standing. That's what a US Open means.
Good par. Now to the 17th, par 3 here at Chambers Bay.
Yeah, they say beached at 16, that's the name. This one's called derailed. So you imagine coming down the stretch of a US Open, exactly what you're going to require. That's your best golf. And you're going to need your best tee shot here at this par 3. It mightn't be overly long, but when you look at that green just sitting up there perched, this one you do not want to make a mistake in.
I'm reminded of what an old caddy used to say about the great Lanny Watkins when he was on fire. You can't hide the flagstick from that man.
Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Really hitting on all cylinders now. 9 under for the tournament. Now to the 18th hole. Frank, everyone wants to finish in style.
Yeah, the home hole here, once again you head back to just a wonderful view, and you realize that Chambers Bay was designed as a walk-in golf course, and it was designed to have fun and test every department in your game. 18 will do that. It probably gives you more trouble on both sides of the hole than any other hole on the golf course.
That ball's run out certainly over 300 yards, Frank.
Call it about 310.
Second from an excellent lie.
That's an absolute beauty.
Well, Frank, as we know, golf is not played generally on a flat surface, and here we go, uphill.
Yeah, and the uphill lie is going to guarantee you more loft than normal. So you're going to have to counteract that with maybe an extra club.
Good-looking shot right here. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Always like to get the double figures under par. 10 under already. So through one round, Frank, our leader really put on a good show today.
They certainly did, Rich. It was truly a great performance, especially from tee to green. It's not easy to come out of the gates like that.
Shout out to Tori Kelly's album coming out 1 week and 1 day ago on August 9, 2019. Today is August 17, 2019. And her album is called Inspired by True Events. It's her third album. And I bought it. I listened to the whole thing. It's amazing. And Tori Kelly, us Tori Kelly fans are going to keep loving and supporting you. That being said, CBT Naruto. Over and out.